We're back with another hot takes video. A couple days ago, I put out a post on my community page asking you to comment a hot take to be featured in this video, and we have a whopping 217 comments here, which is it's insane. It really is. We're definitely not going to get to all of them in this video, so if you guys want another episode, make sure you drop a like. And with that being said, we have a lot of comments, let's not waste any more time. The first hot take is from Tyler, and he says, Outbreak zombies could be on par with round-based if they simply added zombie-themed Outbreak maps. Still, I would disagree. Even, before we even had Outbreak or anything like that, in the BO3 and BO4 days when people were saying they wanted an open world zombies experience, I was hesitant on it even then, because I was like, I don't think that's going to play very well with the zombies formula. And when we got Outbreak and Cold War, in my opinion, it doesn't play well. Even if they did add really cool maps like they were originally, I think we're supposed to be adding Transit into Outbreak. Or maybe that was just a fake rumor spread around, but I thought that was a leak, and then it got scrapped. But even if it had really cool and unique maps, like actual zombie maps, I still, with having to do objective after objective, and that's the only way to progress, on top of the maps being really big, I don't even think that could save Outbreak. But again, that's just what I think. I know I'm in the minority when it comes to that, and Treyarch has no problem saying that because they're always like, oh, Outbreak was the most successful zombie mode in history. I don't care. I don't like it. Mob Spider says, PhD Slider is better than PhD Flopper. It's more practical since you slide way more frequently than you dive. Yeah. PhD Slider in Cold War is better than PhD Flopper. Especially paired with Stamina Up, dude. Oh my god. It is so one of my favorite things to do is when I load on Malware, I'll go to the Wonder Fizz area and I'll just keep sliding off of that over and over again. Or in the Forsaken room, you can just slide all around the room, like in the Dark Ether area. It's patched, but if I can find a clip of it, I'll put it on the screen right now because I know I'm doing a terrible job of explaining it, but regardless, yes, I agree with you. Cracker Factor says, Vanguard Shinonuma is the best variation of that map. Eyeball emoji. I mean, I guess, fine. I'm not going to argue with it because I personally think every version of Shinonuma sucks. Water War, BO1, BO3, Vanguard, you name it. COD Mobile. Actually, I never played COD Mobile, but it takes place in Shinonuma, so it almost has to suck. NB Divinium says, casual and hardcore Easter eggs should be in the next Zombies game. The Final Reich adding that was an innovation not enough people talk about. 100%. And this would be the perfect way to end the whole Easter egg discussion. Should they be difficult? Should they be easy? Well, just make both. After all, y'all have had 4 years to work on this game. I know a couple devs were pulled to work on Vanguard and Modern Warfare Zombies, but for the most part, y'all's full attention has been on Gulf War since mid-2021. Y'all should at least be able to do this in that time. And going back to World War II, it's a shame that we never had this for the rest of World War II. Because let me tell you, I would stay on that casual Darkest Shore quest. Get away from the normal one, because that one sucks. Zach says the VR11 is the most underrated wonder weapon because its co-op use is overlooked. The VR11 is really good in co-op, but the problem is, for people like me that mainly play solo and rarely play co-op, it's literally useless. So I don't think I'd say it's underrated because a lot of people do think about co-op use of it, but you're most likely going to be playing more solo than co-op, so that just makes it worthless. Alright, GD Inferno Boy has the next hot take, and this one is so true it's not even funny. And it's a shame that not everyone thinks this. He says, Deadeye Dewdrops, the perk from Infinite Warfare Zombies, is the best variation of Deadshot we've ever received in any Zombies mode. Yes, yes, yes. Deadeye Dewdrops is so much better than Deadshot. Even in Cold War, I think it's better in IW. For those who don't know, when you buy it, it gets rid of any recoil for your gun, so every gun is a laser beam, and on top of that, when you aim for 1 second, you'll get a 2 times damage multiplier, which is just insane. This perk is what makes some of the weapons in IW Zombies so busted, like the Mauler, the VPR, the, what's that one gun called? The G-Rail. The G-Rail, the one variant of it that makes it full auto, and pair it with Deadeye Dewdrops, it is a phenomenal weapon. Same with the EBR even. This perk is just so insane, and it gives you a massive buff on both PC and console, whereas normal Deadshot only helps you on console. It's literally useless on PC. So yes, GD Inferno Boy. Deadeye Dewdrops, the GOAT. Nike says Die Rise is a great map. Its verticality makes it unique. The jumping jack free perk is fun. The weapon selection is the best out of all the BO2 maps, and the Circle Fire is the funnest wonder weapon in solo and co-op. You know, there for about 8 years, maybe 9, I hated Die Rise. It was one of my least favorite maps ever. But in the past like 6 months, I've went and done the Easter eggs, learned some tricks on the map, and I've done some kind of high rounds. I've went to like round 50, round 60, but then quit after that. And I've come to realize that Die Rise is a fun map. It's very unique, and I used to think that hurt the map, but once you learn to traverse the map with the trample steam and everything, it is so much fun. It really is. My only complaint is that you can't have 2 trample steams. If you could have 2 trample steams, dude, you could just be bouncing all over the map. It'd be crazy. But the free perk Easter egg is cool. The weapon selection, what's on this map that's not on Buried? I can't think. Either way, I disagree. I think the map with the best weapon selection is BO2 Origins, or Revelations. I don't know if I'd say Die Rise is a great map. It's a good map. Or it's not a bad map. There you go. That's good. Tim says, BO4 elixirs are better than Gobblegums because you can't dashboard and they're not as powerful. They're incredibly powerful if used correctly. I just feel people are mad they can't cheat the game like in BO3. Well, I mean, yeah. That's the whole point to Gobblegums. That's why everyone liked them. Because they shouldn't be a microtransaction. They should be an additional setting in-game that you get for free. We should not have to pay for Gobblegums. They should be free. And a little band-aid solution for that was dashboarding, which is what made Gobblegums so fun. If you couldn't dashboard, until everyone got mods, no one would have used Mega Gobblegums. That's what makes them so fun, is that you have an unlimited amount at your expense, basically. And if you want to say that BO4 elixirs are better than Gobblegums, there's a few things you could say, like always having them on you at all times, but this is not one of the reasons to say that. BO4 elixirs would have been better if you could have dashboarded. The fact you can't really hurts them. Tasco's Wet Wipes has the next hot take. And just real quick, see that badge? See that beautiful little badge next to his name? That means he's a member. And that means that every single episode of the Hot Take series, if he comments, he will be featured in it. Just one of the perks you get when you click the join button down below. Shameless plug over. Tasco's Wet Wipes says, Attack of the Radioactive Thing is actually a good zombies map. People just give up on the chemistry step because they don't want to use their brains. Yeah, I agree. As someone that loves Infinite Warfare, loves Blundell, I mean, not like that, loves BO3, loves BO2, loves BO4, I do love Attack of the Radioactive Thing. People say, oh, it looks cheesy, it looks run down. Yeah, that's the point. That's what they were going for. That was the art style. Yeah, this map is pretty fun for sort of high rounds. Like, I've only gotten to like round 40-ish on this map, and I had fun doing it. Couple times I have. And I love all the things you can grab around the map. I know most people hate it. As someone that likes Revelations Easter egg, I can't help myself but to grab all the parts. There's like 30 on this map. It's insane, but you can grab them all at once from the start of the game, aside from like 2 parts. So you can just grab all of them while you're buying the doors. I don't see why it's such a big deal. And the chemistry step. If someone dislikes it, you can't really fault them for it. I mean, it is a crazy step. I actually probably say I would like it, but if someone dislikes it, you can totally understand why. Dominic says, I honestly like Voyage of Despair. I mean, besides the Easter egg, the map layout is pretty good, and how the map was portrayed. The idea of a zombies map on the damn Titanic is a pretty cool idea to me. I agree with this. Ever since day one, before day one even, when we saw all these maps revealed at the BO4 reveal event, Voyage was the map I was most excited for. And all the way to release, to the point where, before BO4 dropped, a lot of people were asking each other, like, okay, what order are you gonna play the 4 launch maps in? Are you gonna do 9, Blood, Classified? Are you gonna do Blood, 9? Which map are you gonna play first? I always, and I did end up doing this, the first map that I played was Voyage of Despair. And I thought it was okay at first, but the more I played the map, I realized it's a brilliant map. It really is. It does flow well with the fast travels. I mean, people think this map doesn't flow well. It actually does when you take the time to learn it. You can go anywhere in the map in 30 seconds or less. Literally anywhere. You just gotta take the time to learn the layout and which fast travels take you where. And the Easter egg. After you get off the clock step, I think it's a great Easter egg. The Catalyst step is fun. I do like the Planet step. I think it's a great step. And the Iceberg step I just talked about in my last video. The Iceberg step is fantastic, and the boss fight, I think, is the best Treyarch boss fight as of now and probably ever. Because I don't see them trying to top this since they want to make zombies, or at least the Easter eggs, really easy. Jake says, the Tundra Gun is one of the most underrated wonder weapons ever. On co-op, you can charge your entire specialist with one shot, and on solo, you can get 50 to 60 kills per shot by chaining the yellow snowballs. But everyone thinks it's terrible. I don't know what you mean by chaining it with yellow snowballs, so you can tell me down below. But either way, the Tundra Gun is a fantastic wonder weapon. Statistically, it's the best weapon in BO4 Zombies. Better than the Hellion, better than the Elixirs Annihilator, better than the Magmagat, and people think it does a one-shot. It one-shots forever. In normal mode, and I'm pretty sure in hardcore mode too. In hardcore mode, if you don't know, the Hellion isn't infinite damage. It drops off at like round 40 or something, and this weapon took me to round 100. One-shotted the whole time on hardcore mode. Never did it in realistic, but I'm assuming it's pretty similar to that. And people say, oh, well, the Tundra Gun sucks because you need PhD to use it. Okay, so by that logic, does the Hellion suck? Does the Ray Gun suck? Do the Mustang and Sally suck? You need a perk to use the weapon. Guess what? It's called zombies. It's called strategy. That's what you do in this game. You strategize based off your current setup, which perks to get. Like, yeah, okay. I get it. It looks terrible. Terrible design aesthetically. 100%, I agree with you on that. But the way the gun functions, it is by far the best weapon in BO4 and one of the best weapons ever. That got me some dislikes. Alright, we're going back to Gobblegums because Meme says zombies got ruined by them. As much as they are a fun system, it made it so not all players start the match as equals, and that was the point of zombies. I mean, if you don't like that people are using them, you could... I'm sorry, I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but if you don't like that people are using them, you can either play solo, or I know there's like Reddit communities, or on Xbox there's like Xbox communities. I'm sure on PlayStation there's communities where you can find fans of BO3 that are looking to play. So if you want to play co-op and you don't have any friends, you can always go there and say, let's play some no Gobblegum games. And there you go. Halsey says, the Chaos story should have continued. All the Chaos maps were better than the Ether maps on BO4 except for Voyage. Gross. Hey, no Voyage, hey, come on, please. But no, the Chaos story should have continued. It should have been in Cold War. I would have preferred if it wasn't in Vanguard and Modern Warfare, or it was in Vanguard. Damn it, Treyarch. But yeah, this story should have continued. But at the same time, as good as it was in BO4, would it have been as good if Blundell wasn't working in Cold War? Because it was Blundell's story. So if it were to continue in Cold War, but with Blundell not working on it, and also with Activision making Treyarch release Cold War a year early, and the pandemic, I don't think that amount of time and passion that went into the Chaos maps, I don't think you would have been able to see it in Cold War, or in Vanguard, or in Modern Warfare 3. So as much as I would have liked it to continue, I'm kind of glad that it didn't. So that way it went out on a bang and not just fizzled out because it wasn't given the amount of time and effort that it deserved. Stoab says, if Zombies Chronicles didn't exist, BO4 would be a superior game to BO3. Nostalgia boosts BO3 considerably, but I believe BO4's Chaos maps have better map design and use mythological roots to achieve a more compelling story than the story we received in BO3. Talking about your last point first, I do think that BO3 had a better story than Chaos. Chaos was great, but BO3's story was just peak, dude. You had to be there. Not only for Zombie Chronicles, but also BO3 having mod tools. I mean, any game that has mod tools gives the game infinite replayability because there's infinite maps, infinite mods, unlimited texture packs, unlimited content for BO3. But BO4 is a great game. Me personally, I would say BO4 is like an 8 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10. It's a great game. It is. But BO3 is just perfect. We'll never get another game like BO3. Highland Fox says Blood of the Dead is a good map and my personal favorite of the launch maps. Also, just to add to the BO4 hot take, I actually find 9 kind of boring and prefer Voyage. Me too. This is one of my hottest takes. I think 9 is the worst Chaos map. I really do. In between the simplistic map layout and the enemy spam and the wonder weapon not being the best. Like, it looks really cool, but gameplay wise, it sucks. I mean, let's be real. So I do prefer Voyage over 9. And Blood of the Dead is my favorite launch map from BO4 too, so I agree with you there. Sandman ranked every map for us here. Let's check this out. In goated tier, he says Mob and Garage. Okay, fair. S tier, Alpha Omega, Call of the Dead, Fauna Riken 5. No, 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 and no. Alpha Omega's B tier at best. Call of the Dead, A tier at best. Fauna Reich, same thing. And 5, like B tier at best. A tier, Dead of the Night, Shang, Ascension, Kino, Horizon Drag, Die Rise, Firebase, Moon, Mauer, Blood, Ancient Evil, Buried, Shadows of Evil. Seeing Firebase in A tier makes me want to continue on and go to the next hot take. Why? It's a bad map. Why don't y'all understand? The map sucks. It's terrible. B tier, Rave, Town, Classified, Voyage, Tag, Forsaken, Revelations, The Giant, Darius, Baruch, Transit, Shinonuma Reborn, Zombies in Spaceland, D-Machine, and Attack. Yeah. For the most part, I agree with that, besides the Vanguard one. Ew. C tier, Noct, First and Dawn, Origins, Outbreak. Origins gotta be way higher. Come on, dude. D tier, Shinonuma, Zetsubo, the Archon. Zetsubo's a great map. It should not be D tier. No way. No way. E tier, Shaolin Shuffle, Groston House. Fair, both maps are kinda eh. Although I would probably have Groston House in like low C tier, high D tier. In F tier, Nuketown, Descent, Exo Zombies, Outbreak, Carrier, Infection, Shadow Throne, Duran Fong, Beast from Beyond 9, Terra Maledicta, Tortured Path, Modern Warfare Zombies, and Darkest Shore. Why is 9 in F tier? Come on, dude. Like, I know I just said that 9's the worst Chaos map, but still, 9's like a B tier, at worst. Can't have it in F tier. Is this bait? Is this less bait? I'm starting to think this is bait. Saying this just to trigger me. Because he has Firebase in A tier, 9 in F tier, Origins in C tier, and Kino in A tier. He has Kino in A tier. Sandman, with all due respect, this is the worst list I've ever seen. Jack says the COD Zombies community is too divided within itself about what makes zombie maps good. This prevents any Zombies game that ever comes out in the future from receiving the praise it deserves. It's why BO4 Zombies and Cold War Zombies are so overhated. People who don't enjoy Easter eggs as much as high rounds and survival cast hate at BO4 for being too complicated, and people who only care about Easter eggs cast hate on Cold War for being too simple. The bottom line is we are in an unsatisfiable community. If it were up to me though, Easter eggs are the most important aspect of a zombies game. If you want repeatable, monotonous, high-round gameplay, go to Subway Surfers. The irony of this comment. But we're so divided now because BO1, BO2, BO3, both communities could play the same game. I mean, BO3 it started to get a little out of control for the casuals, but in a map like Origins or Mob of the Dead, Derizendrack, the maps are loved by both casual fans and Easter egg guys. And that's because they could satisfy both communities. The maps that they're making now are only catering to one of the two categories. BO4 was catered towards players like me, who love Easter eggs and play COD Zombies way too much. Cold War and Modern Warfare Zombies are catered towards the casuals, where you could just hop on, turn your brain off, and hold your triggers down for 20 minutes and then hop back on Warzone. I don't think the problem is the community. I just think the problem is the devs and how they're going about making zombies anymore. Legendary says 9 is better than Darius. I don't know. They play extremely differently. They're almost impossible to compare. But I do find myself going back to 9 more than Darius, because I'm a content creator and 9 gives me much more stuff to make content on than Darius does. I think I do agree with this. I do. Pod says, Vanguard Zombies is mechanically a lot better than Cold War. There's a lot more in-game progression, and you feel like you're being built up, unlike Cold War, which just has permanent out-of-the-match upgrades, which make you really strong, but you're not really building up in the match of Cold War. It's up to personal preference. I think Cold War does it better, but as far as the perk system goes, if you think Vanguard did it better, fine. You know, I can understand it. I don't like that ritual thing where you gotta go once around and buy one of your random abilities or whatever. I think that's terrible and stupid. And that book thing where you can upgrade your Ether Shroud, that should be in Gulf War. I think it's okay to do that for your specialist weapon. I think that's perfectly fine. Besides that, I mean, I can't think of anything else. I've played like 5 games of Vanguard ever, so you'll have to forgive me for not knowing my way around Vanguard. And the final hot take in this video comes from D-Jack, and he says, Cold War's perk system sucks. Upgrading them outside of your game in a 2-hour grind was a bad idea, and the removal of the perk limit was plain dumb. I easily prefer the other game system, including Vanguard, definitely BO4. Now this is kind of playing off of what Pod Pringle just said in the last hot take, but yeah, upgrading them very quickly outside the game, and it was just permanent. There's a couple things they could have done to get around that. They could have reset it every season like they did with your level during Cold War's life cycle. And also, they could have just made it harder to upgrade them. Would anyone have complained? Well, someone would have complained, but would most people complain if they made it like a 10-hour grind per thing to upgrade to max? So like there's 30 things to upgrade in the game. That's like 300 hours of gameplay. Would anyone complain if it was that difficult? I wouldn't, because it'd give me something to do. Again, I don't remember Vanguard's system really, for the most part. I just remember you could buy it during the game, and it was better than BO4. Yeah, I agree. Being able to select my perks and where I want them was a good idea. I do think that. But yeah, removing the perk limit was stupid. I really don't understand why they did that. What they should have done is make it like a 5 or even a 6 perk max limit, and then you unlock the rest from either the trials or a side Easter egg like there is in Forsaken, or in older maps, Origins, Zetsubo, Revelations. Don't understand why they did that. And I really hope that they change in Gulf War. They do need to tweak the perk system for Gulf War. Will they? Probably not. I don't have hope, but I'd love to be wrong. And that is how I'm going to end this, by saying I'd love to be wrong. Thank you all so much for watching. I appreciate it. Like I said, we get enough likes on this video, we'll make another hot take within the next week or two. Shout out to all my members. Thank you all so much for supporting me. I appreciate it. If you guys want to go watch the other hot takes videos, they're on the screen right now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, everybody.